Hello and welcome to another radiant Sunday here on Lovely Life TV. I am Letitia Lovely, sending a shout out to the world wide world. That's the WHIRL wide world as we continue to whirl and twirl and swirl into this new earth, into this new paradigm, into our new lives. All year, those of us that are tapped into the divine on a metaphysical level, whether we be the chosen, the awakening ones, the enlightened ones, whatever title that we choose, those of us who have chosen to separate as much as possible from the matrix and tap into the organic reset, we have been aware of and highlighting the unique assistance that is being provided by the universe. In addition to the ancestors, the divine mother, father, the Aundana, the ancient originators of our DNA, our spirit guides, our spirit tribes, the angels and orishas, all of these spiritual entities who are back to help usher in this new age for the collective awakening of humanity, and more specifically, a restoration of the melanation. And we're going to get into why that is so important. And what do I mean by melanation? Simply put, I'm talking about Black folk, okay? So called. And we come by many other names, but those of the dark hued and the various shades of Blackness. But anyway, as I sat in silence receiving this message, a scripture came to me for this build. It's Romans 8:19, which in the Amplified Bible, that I like the interpretation because of its simplicity, and also added my own further interpretation, says, "For the whole creation, all of nature waits eagerly for the children of the Most High to be revealed." Who are those sons of men? Who is that specific and unique grouping of beings on the planet to be revealed in this new season and in this new paradigm? On October 21st, there's a new moon plus. We are getting ready for a burst of revelation information, a huge outpouring of awakening energy, and an amplification of the magic in our melanin. For those who choose to tap in, the magic in our melanin is being amplified. It's beautiful, y'all. It feels like bliss. And we will get into all of that, the new moon, the melanin, the magic, and the breath right after this. Welcome back. On October 21st, there's a new moon in Libra. And that's if you're aligning with Western or tropical astrology. If you're on the Vedic or Eastern astrology side, it's in Virgo. However, because this message and our melanin correlates with the sun, as does my particular spiritual journey, I am going with the Western point of view, bringing the new moon in the sign of Libra. Now, as a Libra myself, I know how important, how fantastic, how amazing the sign is, y'all. And it is all about what we need to have lovely lives. It's about balance. relationships, justice, or ma'at. It is about harmony and beauty, those things that elevate and activate the best parts of ourselves. At the same time this new moon is happening, there is this phenomenon going on that if you haven't been under a rock, you may have heard about, called AI or 3-eye atlas, referred to as third eye atlas by many in the metaphysical, spiritual, or conscious community. Now, I would love to do a deeper dive on the who, what, when, where, and why of it all regarding this 3-eye atlas, but honestly, there are channels on YouTube that have a much better position in going over that than I. A lot of this stuff is way above my pay grade. I was just an average science student. I'm going to keep it a bean. However, it is important enough for us to pay attention, right? Because attention is what brings about our reality. That which we focus on expands, that which we think about, we bring about. And to not focus or to not speak on gives consent to the largest collective consciousness. So we want to be an active participant in this. There are many debates about what is the 3-eye atlas. Is it a comet? Is it an alien? Is it an enemy? Is it a spiritual being or a being from another galaxy? Who knows? What I'm picking up in my spirit is that it is something to be paid attention to, because at the end of the day, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. So by tapping into the energy, frequency, and vibration of the conversation and of the energy by which this conversation is being created, I believe that this interstellar object, interstellar simply meaning among the stars, this interstellar object is here to bring about a message. Later on, for next Sunday, I will do a deeper dive into why they're calling it 3-eye atlas, the third eye atlas. We know that there are no coincidences in casting spells through the English language. I find that that's a good place to start, however, for our focus on what this object is. We do know that it is burning off gases and metals and all of these different materials that, again, are above my scientific pay grade. However, we also know that as above, so below, just as the universe is being called to evolve and change, and there are new items coming into our atmosphere, into our spaces, so is there new energy coming down on the planet for you and I. And that's what the focus of today's build is about, understanding that what I believe is spiritual energy that once tapped into is here to help us elevate, to activate, and continue on our ascension. Why am I even speaking about the third eye atlas? Because as we enter a new moon, there will be a fairly direct, almost but not quite direct alignment with 4 very important objects. The third eye atlas will be behind the sun, which will be facing the moon, which is between the sun and earth. So the alignment will be Atlas, the sun, the moon, and the earth. So what does that mean? If the third eye atlas is indeed opening up the first eye, it's often called the third eye, but for those of us who are intuitive, who are empathic, for those of us who know that we are spiritual beings having a human experience and not the other way around, we recognize that our spiritual eye is our first eye, with the physical eyes being the second and third, or the second pair, if you will. So if the world is experiencing an awakening of their first eye, as the moon begins again or becomes new in Libra, what does that mean? In general, new moons focus on new beginnings, on setting intentions. And for this one, I am getting the strong message. It is about getting and or being still to know the I am within you. In Libra, the new moon helps us to restore balance, to come back into alignment, to examine, mend, and heal relationships, and to take care of self. With this new moon, all of these messages is about ourselves, restoring balance with ourselves, coming back into alignment with me, examining, mending, and healing the relationship that we have with ourselves, doing the work, the shadow work, the forgiving, the upending of trauma, the looking at that which is not pretty. And the shadow work, just as an FYI, it is ongoing. One never completely eliminates the need for shadow work. Why? Because most of that shadow work goes all the way back to our childhood and into past lives. It is like an onion that is continually unpeeled, revealing other layers of items, situations, circumstances, memories, energies, frequencies, and vibrations that need to be transmuted into love and light. So we have a beautiful opportunity once in lifetimes, some say, because we've not had this interstellar object pouring into the sun before. So it's a once in a lifetime's chance to open ourselves up and receive all of what the universe is literally pouring down on us in this time of Christ, I might add, when the Spirit of the Christ is being poured out on all flesh. This is what the Spirit looks like. It is not just one simple picture as is demonstrated on the age of Aquarius signs. It is a continual pouring over years and decades of an energy that will help us wake up. What is happening as these gases that are making this object burn from red to green and act in a way that other objects that have been observed do not act like? What is in the awakening energy? What messages are being sent down to our melanin? Because that's the other message that I'm getting, that there is a connection. And what I've not heard before, you guys comment if you have. I have not heard of the correlation with Third Eye Atlas and melanin. And I believe the correlation is stark by the very fact that it is turning green. Everyone wants to speak about, oh, it's the love, and it is. Oh, it is the harmony and balance, and it is. It is also about the melanin. There is a direct message specifically and uniquely for the melanated that can be captured and acted upon in this season. So as this interstellar object is emitting these gases that are designed to awaken, to provide information, to provide insight, to help heal, to help transmute, to help refocus the mind, recalibrate the soul and the spirit, to help heal. As that gas hits the sun, which has been showing up and showing out for the last several years, specifically emitting solar flares and CMEs and radiation raining down on the planet, erasing the magnetic field, erasing the magnetic field that until now kept the earth from receiving the amount. It blocked the earth from receiving the type of radiation that is pouring down on us now. Well, that magnetic field has been destroyed. And so the radiation is coming from above. And folks, it's also coming from below. Shout out to Kala Amun Ra, who for years has been talking about what the sun is doing. So this new energy from the interstellar object is coming through the sun, being captured by the sun, which is then expelling it to the moon, the side of the moon that we can't see. And I can only imagine that that is then being continued through the moon directly to the earth and to our earth. As above, so below. We are the earth within the earth. And we are also the stars and the sun within our planet. Something came to me very clearly in these last few months as I have been directed to pull back from some of my favorite YouTubers, actually, the astrologers, the readers, the psychics, the spiritualists, the conjurers, and shout out to all of my sisters whom I recognize and appreciate for their wisdom. I won't start naming them because I'll leave out someone, but I have been led to pull back so that I can receive my own unique and direct message for all who happen upon this channel. And one of the messages, one of the reasons I got for that is because while a lot of people tend to look at the stars, and I'm not talking about my sisters, my conscious and metaphysical sisters, because they tap in like I do, but those who, quote, study astrology and study astronomy, and nothing wrong with that. But what Spirit wanted me, and I believe this energy is here for, is to recognize that I am the star, that I am the sun, and that the message comes directly to me. The message in the stars is in my DNA. It's in my bloodline. It is in my blood. It is in me. So as I become quiet and just tap into myself, all of the answers and all of the alignment happens spontaneously. That is why, you guys, this new moon is so very important, because it is all about restoring the balance with ourselves, getting back into alignment with ourselves, rebuilding and recalibrating the relationship with ourselves so that we can clearly get the message that is being poured down on humanity from the universe. All of what I've just shared with you inspired this radiant recitation that I will share just before we take a breath. Okay? Thank you all so much for being here. I so appreciate you. Please, if you are still listening, take a moment to like and share this video. And if you haven't already, I would be so honored if you would subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss an upcoming video. We're in a magical time for the melanated. If you can get your heart right and get situated, soul work, shadow work, forgiving all the drama, healing energies, descend, releasing all the trauma. If you can tap into Akashic record energy, visit ancestral tribes, spiritual guides, our legacy, then you can activate the magic that's always been there. Bring in desires, negative ways we've been wired disappears. Our first eye opens with the eye of the universe, whirling and swirling into our new earth. Let's do that one more again. We're in a magical time for the melanated. If you can get your heart right and get situated, soul work, shadow work, forgiving all the drama, healing energies, descend, releasing all the trauma. If you can tap into Akashic record energy, visit ancestral tribe spiritual guides, our legacy, then you can activate the magic that's always been there. Bring in desires, negative ways we've been wired disappears. Our first eye open with the why of the universe, whirling and swirling, twirling into our new earth, whirling, swirling and twirling into our new earth, whirling, swirling and twirling into our new earth. Welcome to the rebirth. Let's take a breath on that. Let's take a moment to align our bodies with the universe and with this energy coming in on Tuesdays. And as we do that, as we just kind of wriggle around in our chairs, I'm going to put up real quickly on the screen a few things that we can do. Starting today, we want to open our bodies up to receive all of this magic that is coming in. So I, for one, am going on a 3-day modified fast. For the next 2 days, I'm only drinking the yaki green juice. And then on the 21st, I will be doing a soft fast where I don't have anything for the 24-hour period starting on midnight of the 20th until midnight of the 21st. And that's just so that I can open my body, the physical part, to receive that which is for my soul and for the spirit. On new moons, it's always great to light a white candle or a black candle. The black candle is my favorite candle because of all of the attributes that it does. Black holds all the colors. And so the black candle for me is the most powerful candle. In alignment with the Third Eye Atlas, I also recommend a green candle. And that also speaks to the heart chakra, right? Let's just wiggle our hips around, ladies. Wiggle our shoulders around. We're just continuing to get rid of the stress before we do the breath, all of the stress and trauma and the drama. And we're going to make sure that our feet are flat on the ground. If you're laying down, just make sure that your spine is aligned. And we want to make sure that the spine is aligned so that there is a straight and creative passageways. Just like these objects in the sky are aligning, so are our energetic centers rather are aligning, right? The energetic centers out there by way of the Third Eye Atlas, the sun, the moon, and the earth are aligning just as our chakras are aligning, right? And as we take this 4-8 recalibrating breath, I would like for us to just focus on being open to receiving the magic in our melanin, the magic that is already there. We're receiving the remembrance of what that is. Okay, so we are ready. I'm going to count us down and we'll begin. 3, 2, 1, and breathe in. 3, deep, 7, and hold. 2, 6, and release. Release the breath slowly all the way out and down and hold. And this time when we breathe in, let's raise our heads with the breath in. 2, raise the head up. Keep your head to the sky and hold. Hold the breath, clear the brain, release. And hold. Opening up your mind and your body to what's happening. Breathe in, easy breath here, and release. Breathe in, head aligning and release. Last 2, y'all. Breathe in. Deep breath. More of that life force and hold, giving thanks for the chi, the ka, the prana. And release. Releasing all resistance to the new earth and hold. Releasing all and breathe in. Deep breath, keep going and hold. And release. Releasing all resistance to releasing. And hold. And that's it, guys. Excuse me. I hope that this Radiant Sunday message has blissed you, has allowed you to prepare for our continued elevation, our continued alignment, with the spiritual divine assignments that are happening for each and every one of us. Again, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I am Letitia Lovely, reminding all of us to stay in the attitude of gratitude on the latitude of love.